Hello, everyone. It's Mariko here, and we are live. So let me just get my end set up as always. Okay, let me know when you're here. Hello, I'm seeing some hearts floating up. Thank you for always letting me know that you're here. I appreciate you. All right, just getting a couple things set up. Thank you for being here. There we go. Let me know where you're coming from. Where are you in the world? Hello. Curious if anybody, it's their first time. I feel like there's quite a few people that are coming on. Kathy, oh my gosh, hello. I get to see you soon in person. I can't wait. It's good to see you here. Hello, Chicago. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, from Paris. Hello, good evening. It must be evening over there. I am in San Diego. Hey, Atlanta. I go there quite a bit. London, beautiful. Germany, good evening, everybody. Canada, first time live. It's good to see you. BC, Canada, nice. I love it. Thank you for all of you for being here. I kind of gave this one short notice. I think I told you guys yesterday. And this is what happens. Sometimes you guys pull me in. Like I'm going about my day, and all of a sudden Spirit's like, you got to go live. And I'm like, oh. And so here we are. So that's why sometimes you'll get quite a bit of advance notice, like a week. And sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm going live tomorrow. And that's what we're doing. So thank you everybody for being here. Denmark, oh my gosh, Canada again, Kentucky, cool. Great to see you guys. Hey, Northern California, what's up? Hello. Awesome. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it, Mary. Arizona, first time. I love Arizona. My husband and I met in Flagstaff, Arizona. That's where we got married. All right, Netherlands, cool. Wow, you guys are from all over the place. Thank you for being here. I think I'm the only, I think I might be the earliest, unless anyone's here from Hawaii. I think everybody else, it has been, it's later in the day. You've been binge watching my videos. Thank you. Well, we are trying to get more and more videos out to you. So thank you for watching. Okay. So this came up for me yesterday, and this is why we're here. And I think a lot of people ask me, some people, I get DMs or I get messages, and I don't get back to every single one of you, but we do read everything. But the ongoing question has been, how do I find my purpose? Like, what am I here for? And on each person, I'm feeling, because I can feel into you guys, even if I don't have the time to like get back to you, or sometimes, my assistant might get back to you, Team SoulPriority might get, oh, you're from, oh, cool. Hey, I'm from Encinitas. Nice to see you here. From Ireland. I love it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I get distracted. I'm like, ooh. Um, okay. So the overarching theme lately has been, what's my purpose? What do I do? What's going on? And I think that there's a few things going on. Okay. So just getting grounded in yourself. Let's just get going. I'm not doing a clearing today. I'm just going to be teaching. There's a lot going on in the world. And there's a lot of distractions right now. So when it comes to your purpose, the thing that you'll hear me say again and again, and I'll never stop saying it, is your purpose is enlightenment. There is nothing better you can do than reach higher states of consciousness while you are in this body, while you are on this earth. There's not like something more that the universe is like, wow, I wish she would have done this, or I wish she would have done that instead. No. That is the best thing you can do, is move into higher states of consciousness until you are locked into oneness reality. And you realize and remember who you are as the soul, and you are one with all beings everywhere. Okay, that's the only thing you're here to do. So like take the pressure off, because that's it, right? Now, here's the interesting thing about purpose. I feel like the word purpose really invokes action in us, right? Like there's a purpose. I'm going to get moving. I'm going to go do something, right? And that's the hardest part about purpose, is that your purpose is not a doing, it's a being. So there is nothing you can do without being it first. So the good news is that, because a lot of people are like, yeah, but I need to know what to do, right? And I'm super practical, so I want you to know what to do too. But even when I have in the past tried to tell people their purpose, a lot of times they don't do it. And I've been doing this for many, many years. And I'm like, why aren't you just doing it? And I realized they haven't aligned with the frequency. I'm feeling the frequency. I'm thinking, oh, I feel the frequency of who you are. This is what you're meant to do. This is the biggest, grandest thing you could possibly do while you're here. And then they don't always do it. And I'm like, I literally, like, I gave you a roadmap. I wrote it down. Like, we talked, like, what's going on? Did I miss something? And then it took me a while to realize, no, it's harder to come into the frequency for us sometimes. It takes a minute. even when we know what it is, it takes a minute or it takes years to come into the frequency of embodying what I'm even talking about. So now the emphasis, the way I teach, the emphasis is on being the person who can do the thing, embodying the frequency. Well, what is the frequency? What does that even mean, Mariko? Like, right? That's like, okay, help me out. I know, I hear you guys. Like, that's kind of vague. Okay, here's the thing. Excuse me, I guess I'm clearing energy. For those of you who have worked with me before, you know, when I'm clearing my throat, I'm clearing energy in the room, I'm clearing energy around me. So I guess spirit, but I'm not doing like a full deep dive. We're not closing our eyes and doing a whole thing, but I'm clearing your energy. Okay. Everyone just take a breath and get grounded. Beautiful. Just taking another breath and let yourself just drop down into this moment. Just being here now, listening to my voice. You're going to have thoughts come and go. It's okay. Sounds, the outer world, don't worry about it. Just be here, listening to my voice, breathing in and out. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, we just need to get grounded. So moving on. The frequency that I'm talking about that relates to the doing, the purpose, the thing that you are made for, your soul assignment, is already within you. So I think that we get really tripped up in the thought of, I need to find my purpose. Because the purpose, the frequency is already in you. You might not embody it. You might not know it. It's already within you. It's not going anywhere. It's just sitting there waiting for you like, hello, right? It's there, no worries. But we have this term of, I want to find my purpose. I want to find, I'm looking for something that's already here to do something that has nothing to do with doing. Do you catch me? Do you know why does this make sense? Why it's so hard to find our purpose, to find our doing when it has nothing to do with doing, and purpose is not first action, but a being. I hope this makes sense. So let's break this down. The thing, the essence I'm talking about, the purpose, the frequency. Let's break it down to frequency instead of talking about purpose, because purpose comes after you align with your frequency. When you're like, oh yeah, that feeling inside, that thing that it's just me. It's not even like a thing you do. It's just like that essence of me. Now, once you fully tap into the power of the essence of you, the frequency of you, you magnify that. And then you create something from it. I like to say create something from it. What are you here to create instead of do? Because do also, and I was raised in more of a traditional home. Those of you know, maybe you know by my name, but my mom was from Japan. So more of a traditional household as far as rules and education, things like that, right? Just kind of traditional household. So when I think of what am I going to do, I think of the multiple choice options that college gives us. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a engineer, like what do you want to do, right? And it's like none of the above. And that doesn't always fly very well for say Japanese families anyways, back in the day. It's kind of a joke amongst people that are Asian. We all know like, doctor, lawyer, professor, maybe engineer, or family failure is kind of the joke if you've seen those memes, and it's kind of true. At least it felt that way for me, and I broke out of it and everything was fine, but you kind of are feeling like you have this multiple choice and you don't. This is what's so heartbreaking. This is what's so hard. Some of you are literally here to lead and to create something the world hasn't seen. And then you're asking this really small, not quite refined question of what is my purpose? You are the purpose. You, the expression of you is what you're here to be. And then from that expression, from that vibration, from that energy, what do you want to do? What do you want to create? What sounds like fun? I always say that. What sounds like fun? Because your purpose is an expression of you. And if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? You don't want to be slaving. You don't want to be like grinding it out your whole life. You want to be in joy, in a state of joy. You want to be enjoying your life, which means fun, right? Is every day fun? No, but in general, you are in joy. Your purpose should lead to, or pull out of you, I should say, birth from you, the joy from your soul. So let's throw away the notion of we're going to find our purpose and it's going to be some job. It's not. Can it be later? Yes, I am living my purpose. I've created a business. I'm the founder of Astral Therapy. I invented it. It's out of my soul. And I've always basically worked from my soul. When I look back on like my first job, right? I've always kind of been very in alignment with who I am, the essence of me. Okay, what is the essence of you? It is not something you're going to have words for right now today, at least not that translates to, this is the job I'm going to do. We have to slow it down a little bit more because the human mind wants to have an answer right now so that it can be an action, so it can be an ego. But the purpose is not ego. Remember, whatever your purpose is, whatever thing you're doing, needs to also be in alignment with your path to higher consciousness. Because if it's not, what are you doing here? Right? If it's pulling you away from higher consciousness, if it's pulling you away from the ultimate reality and your ultimate purpose, then I don't think that's your purpose. I don't think at your last breath, you're going to be like, awesome. I spent every waking hour doing exactly something to pull me away from what I realize now that I've taken my last breath, that it was pulling me away from what I was supposed to do, right? That's not what we're here for anymore. I feel like that's very outdated survival mode, which humans were in for a long time. Let's pull out of that. And there's a lot of distractions, and I want to get into that too. The first thing I want to remind you is stop pressuring yourself to find this ultimate purpose. It's already here. Now, here's the fun part. Write this down, whatever you need to do. It's the most obvious thing about you. And it's so obvious that most of you are missing it. And when people align with their purpose, it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I could do that all day. Oh, I kind of knew that already, right? So because I'm here and you guys sort of know me, let's just take me for example. Okay, you look at who I am now. I've always been a healer. I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, I'm a retreat leader, I'm the founder of Astral Therapy, blah, blah, blah. I'm a healer. At the end of the day, I cannot help myself. It's just kind of, it happens, right? I get on this call with you guys. We're not even on a live Zoom call. I'm on YouTube with you and I'm clearing your energy. I can't help it. I joke that I'm like a HEPA filter, right? You stick me in a room or on a Zoom call and I'm clearing everybody. I cannot help it. So in my life, I wanted to help. I wanted to help people. And so I thought that meant I had to be a doctor. And so I started moving toward that of like, oh, I'll be a doctor because that's part of the, the ABC. It's like that's my list of things I'm allowed to do in this life. So I wanted to do that. So I worked in intensive care, I worked in hospitals. I was like going to school and trying to figure out how to do that. And yet I'm not cut out to do, 8-12 years of school. It just wasn't my thing. So then I was really hard on myself, like, gosh, you're not doing the thing you're born to do, which is to be a doctor. You have to do that. Otherwise it's ultimate failure and your life is over. And it took a while. Well, it didn't take that long. I was pretty fortunate. So by 23, I was discovering and realizing that I was really meant to get into alternative medicine. This was before alternative medicine was a thing. People still thought it was weird and it was not accepted. But I realized that was my place where there was such ease, where I could just be who I've always been. I was intuitive. Even when I worked in intensive care, I was highly intuitive. It was like spooky weird. I'd be standing, if anybody's ever worked in a hospital, if any nurses, doctors, RTs, anybody here, tech, whatever, you have like the storage room with all the supplies. I would go in there and I'd be getting something and literally somebody would walk up next to me and I would hand them whatever they were looking for without speaking a word or knowing what they were looking for. I would just hand them whatever it was, right? The universe was like, so you're pretty intuitive here. What are you gonna do with that? And I'm like, well, I have to be a doctor. I have to be because that's the only thing I know that I could do. And I had to open up the world to go, wait, does that fit me? No. Can there be something else? And then I watched the clues unfold and I was resistant. You guys would not recognize me. I was so resistant to the idea of being a healer. To me, that was like the lamest thing. I'm sorry. I totally embrace it now and I have for years, but I thought, I was very Western at the time, very Western. And so I thought, that's not even like a thing. Do you even go to school for that? Is that even real? And yet I was it. And sometimes I think we have to give ourselves permission to step outside of the box and say, who am I? What am I good at without even trying? And how can I translate that into creating something that brings me joy every day, utilizing that gift? I almost want to stay away from the word doing, but how can I share and utilize that gift I have, the gift I am? And I don't mean psychic gift. I don't mean a gift that you could put a label on, because some of you have gifts that we haven't even discovered yet. We don't have words for it. And that's another issue with people who are very gifted trying to find their purpose. They have a gift the world hasn't seen before, and they're trying to figure out which pocket to put it in. It's kind of like me being able to do astral therapy my whole life and then trying to figure out where I fit when really I was here to create something. And it's a very odd feeling because you don't feel always supported by the people around you, because they're waiting for you to like go and launch and do the thing, and you're like, I don't know what that is. I'm not feeling it. So what I really want you to hear is that this is the most obvious thing about you. So when we look at obvious, I want you to get out of your head, because you automatically start thinking, right? We're all like, well, what's obvious? What does that mean? Like, we want to get in our heads. You're not going to find it in your head. And I think that's the other thing. It's going to be in your heart. It will be in your energy body. It will be anywhere but your head, right? When you find your purpose, it will be here, not here. So get out of here, because you're not going to find it there. When we think about what is your purpose, what is the vibe? So I'm not going to ask you for words either, because as soon as you start getting in words, you get in your head and you're going to miss it. What is the feeling? And I should say not what, but just feel the feeling. Feel that essence of you. Feel for a moment, just you breathing in and out. Feel yourself sitting or lying down wherever you are, and just feel this is the essence of you. Just sitting here, realizing, breathing in and out with thoughts running through your head, with whatever's going on, a headache, a stomach ache, a backache, your toe hurts, whatever, right? Moving beyond that into this is me. This is the essence of me. This is the essence of me when I was little. This is the essence of me as a teenager. This is the essence of me now. Not talking about your personality. That changes, it grows, your thoughts, beliefs, all that change and grows. The essence of you, breathing in and out, sitting quietly. That is where the key is to what you're here to create, to how you are here to show up. That right there, that vibration, whether you felt it very strong or barely at all, that's the key to your purpose. It's not the big doing. The cool thing is, the more you turn into that, the more you're tuning in and you're saying, okay, this is the essence of me, right? Got it. I feel it. I don't feel it today. Whatever. Keep trying, right? Because it's there. It's there. It's kind of like, I always joke, like if I was like, oh my gosh, I just wish I had eyeballs. Like everybody around me has eyeballs and I don't have eyeballs, and I wish I had eyeballs. I've never seen my eyeballs, and everyone has eyeballs. And you guys are like, no, you have them just like us. That's how you're seeing me. And I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. Everyone, I know you have eyeballs, and everyone thinks they have eyeballs. I have eyeballs, but I don't have eyeballs. And you're like, no, it's right there. That's how obvious your purpose is. And that's why it's so hard, right? If we think about the eyeballs, unless we're looking in a mirror, is one of the places that we will never see on our bodies, right? Our face as well. You're never gonna be able to see your own eyeballs though, unless you're looking in a mirror. So that's how obvious your purpose is, you guys. It's the frequency, it's the essence of you. I think the question that we come to is, well, what is the essence, right? We want an answer. Give me words, give me an action, give me something that leads me to do the thing. If that would have worked by now, it would have worked by now. Sit in the essence of you. Feel what's obvious about you without asking for words. Because oftentimes, whatever the words are, you might be like me and be resistant. Oh, no, that can't be it. Because we haven't framed it in the right way. When I frame something for you, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense then, right? And then people are off and running. But without the framing, the reframing it, sometimes it doesn't feel right because you're locked into that multiple choice idea of what you can do with it. And we've got to erase that. But unless you're feeling the frequency of your essence, the frequency of who you are, where your purpose lives, you're not going to get to the next step. Does that make sense? Okay. Distractions. Let's move on to distracting from what's distracting us from our purpose. In the beginning, I said your purpose is oneness reality. It is. There's nothing more you're going to do before you leave this world, before you take your last breath. You're not going to regret moving into higher states of consciousness. You're not. It's going to be like, oh, good, I did that. That was worthy. That was kind of the only thing I was here to do, right? Always do that. When we think about our purpose, and I'm trying to break it up so it all makes sense. Sometimes getting too focused on what's my purpose pulls you away from your actual purpose. You're so focused on doing that you're not being the greatest expression of yourself as a higher being. So then when you leave this world, you're like, oh man, I got so caught up in trying to do something. I never was being the essence of me. I never was being the greatest, expansive, most enlightened version of me. Do not get distracted because that's really all that counts. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing you're bringing with you is your spiritual progress. You're not bringing whatever purpose, whatever you're doing, that's not coming with you. Spiritual progress is. So never, ever, ever lose track of that. And I have to recenter myself because I get very busy in my business. And I'm like, wait, none of that matters. Come back into your heart. Come back into the state that you know yourself to be. Radiate love. Don't worry about all the things you have to do. I have to do that for myself and remind myself too. So it's not just you, it's me. It's a practice I do. That's why I'm sharing it. Look at all the distractions around pulling us all into separateness. So here we are, these magnificent beings, one with everything anyways, right? That's our true nature, is we are light beings. Our oneness reality is our ultimate reality. It's who we already are. It's the only thing you're ever going to be. Then we come here and we get torn apart. We get like, we move into this delusion of we think this world is real, separateness is real, duality is real. And then people who really think it's real come at us with a lot of ideas that make us feel like we have to be separate, right? Anything from kind of fun stuff to like sports teams, right? All that duality, us against them, right? Okay, it's fine, it's fairly innocent, all the way down to things that are a little more intense. Like right now, I could tell you, the political state around the world, politics. We have an election in America coming up. It's going to get intense. Is that reality? Is that bringing us into oneness consciousness? Is us against them, blue against red, blah, blah, blah. Is that a higher realm teaching of bringing us all into a state of oneness or not? So try to do your thing, educate, vote, whatever, but don't get so wrapped up in it that you lose the essence of oneness within you, that you're so busy in this world looking left, looking right, deciding that you forget who you really are. It's not worth it, right? So we think of getting a little spiritual here. Higher realm beings are here to up-level the world, and I am calling in higher realm beings because we're here to up-level things, not keep things the same. Then you have beings that are here from, those of you who are new, I talk about higher realms and lower realms. People incarnate on Earth. We're like a C average planet. We're not that great. We're not bad. We're just like average, right? So lower realm beings are coming here too. Well, when you think of whose agenda it would be to create separateness, duality, anger, it's not higher realm beings. So who are you paying attention to? Who are you focusing on? Who are you listening to? Who are you giving your attention and time to? Not just talking about politics, I'm talking about like anything in your life. Don't let it pull you away from the essence of who you are, because if you're getting so wrapped up in the drama going on around the world, and I'm not saying some of it's not worth getting involved with or active or doing something about, I'm saying don't get so wrapped up in it you forget who you are. It's not worth it. Stay in the essence of, okay, I'm gonna look at this, I'm gonna vote, I'm gonna participate, I'm gonna donate, I'm gonna keep myself educated while also being detached, because that is a drama playing out on Earth. And I don't want to be involved in drama. I want to be in oneness consciousness. I want to be up-leveling humanity, and I can't do that if I'm all caught up in what the humans are interested in and what everybody's interested in, it's really hard to be in a state of oneness, and it's impossible to find your true essence and purpose and then do something with it when you're focused on the political state or whatever's going on. So be aware of it, do what you can, don't get sucked into it. I think generally people, I will speak from just experience, a lot of experience, people want both. We want to be involved in the human world, to know what's going on, and we want to be in our soul's purpose and elevating humanity. And you cannot have both at the same time. You're going to choose higher realm or average. Where do you want to participate? Because generally people are bouncing back and forth, and then they want to be up here, but they bounce back down here and they get involved and they're like, oh, but I want to be over here. And it's like, well, you can't do both. Doesn't mean I'm saying don't vote, don't get involved, but don't get so involved that you lose your vibration, because you're not going to find your purpose. You're not going to step into that powerful essence of who you are and create something from it if you're too involved with what other beings are doing here. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. It's very, it's magnetic almost, because most people are looking at that. And so you have to ask yourself, is that what I'm here for? Did I incarnate to, I ask myself this sometimes. I'm doing something and I'm like, wait, did I incarnate to do what I'm doing? Is this really what I'm here for right now? You know, and maybe I'm catching myself, like I'll be checking my YouTube channel, fixing something. Next thing you know, because I'm human, all of a sudden I'm scrolling. I'm like, wait, what am I just came here to like post something. How am I scrolling now? Did I really incarnate to be scrolling on? No, I did not. Click off, right? We have to catch ourselves. These things happen, right? And they're designed to happen. Like we all know social media, like they design it to keep us on there. So not a big surprise. Pull yourself away. You really want to know what you're here to do? Be all of you. Be in the frequency of who you are. Does that make sense to you guys? It's a frequency before it's a doing. That's the answer. That means you've got to work. That means you've got something to do. And the cool thing is, like I said, it's already in you. It's already there. It's just a matter of clearing all the density, clearing all the distraction, sitting, breathing in and out, and feeling the essence of, is this who I am? Where am I? Where am I? Right? And I've told you guys this before, just to sit quietly and ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Allow the soul to answer you. Allow that frequency to come out until it grows stronger and stronger and it becomes more obvious. This is who I am. Okay. What do you want to create with that? What sounds like fun? That's the next question. What do you want to do with that? What do you want to create with that? What sounds like fun? What are you good at? What's so easy? Healing is not hard work for me. Astral therapy, second nature. I didn't know it wasn't normal, right? So what do you want to do? But don't ask that first. And that's a problem. Without preparing, without clearing the density, while you're still not you people, I'm not going to point fingers at you, but I'll say I did it too. So it's not, yeah, I'm humble. We all, it happens to everybody. There's a point where ping-ponging back and forth between higher realm teachings and average. Higher realm, average, higher realm, average. We want both. We want both because the average stuff is fun. That's where our friends hang out. That's where our family is. That's where all the action's happening. We're seeing movies. We're keeping up with whatever. Most people at your job. And then you're up here with a few people that are really interested in up-leveling humanity. And you're like, I belong up there, but there's not a lot going on. It's not very entertaining. And my ego wants the entertainment of the world. So you go back and forth for a while until you choose. And you have to keep choosing. It's not one time. You choose every day. Like I said, the scrolling thing, like I'll go to post something and next thing I know, I'm like, watching something that I'm like, what am I even doing? Okay. How did this pop up? So I'm not perfect, but I work at it every day. Every day I'm catching myself going, that's not why I'm here. This is not why I'm here. And I bring myself back to who I really am. And that actually makes you spiritually stronger. It's not just being in the high frequency. It's when you fall down and you pick yourself back up, right? It's like lifting a weight. Every time you pick yourself back up, you're making yourself stronger. So it's actually a good practice to do. You get back up there. Who am I? Who am I? Another way that because your purpose, I think I feel like it's always unfolding. It's not like you're going to do this one thing this one time and you're going to do that for the rest of your life. You're going to get bored. I mean, I can talk to my guides really fast, right? We're always talking, I'm communicating, but I really like to write things down because then I have proof. Then it's like, I'll remember, like I had, big conversations even last night with my guides, and I'm having to write stuff down. Otherwise, like, I'm not going to remember the whole conversation. So what I've told you guys in the past is to journal to your guides, your questions, right? And I'm always so grateful for my guides, and I write like to my highest and lightest guides, to my higher realm guides. Thank you so much for guiding me, for supporting me, for always being there for me. And then I'll just go into it. Like, I'm really struggling with da, 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 or I have a question about, or I feel like I'm just at a standstill with this subject and I need your help. And I'll write my question down. And it's like, I'll just keep writing. And next thing I know, I'm writing out the answer and they're communicating back to me. This is it. And then I just have to read it. And then it's like, oh, I wrote it down. There was something a few weeks ago, I wrote this whole thing and I'm like, I don't even really remember writing that. That's so cool. I vaguely, but I didn't remember all the details. And I'm like, wow, they really poured into me that day. So that's another way to communicate. Instead of just saying, what is my purpose? Someone tell me something so I could do something. Because if it were that easy, you're an ego. I'm sorry. If it's that easy, most of us, not everybody, if you could just say, what am I here for? What's my purpose? And you get the answer right away, it very likely is ego, unless you're already in a high state of consciousness. But as long as you're kind of moving back and forth and working your way up to stay here, and the swings get smaller. So maybe you're here right now, ping-ponging back and forth between average and higher. And then you start working and you're like, oh, I'm just here. Oh, this is not, oh, okay, I'm right here. I'm just kind of vibrating a little bit here, right? And then you're asking the question, like, what am I here to do? What am I here to create? And the answers come from this level and not these swings. The answer's up here. The answer is be who your true self is. What is your gifts? What are you good at? What are you good at without trying to do? And then again, remember that whatever the answer is might need to be reframed, because the way that you frame the answer might be too limited. It might be a lot bigger than what you're thinking. So be gentle with yourself. When you get an answer, think, okay, that's one frame. That's one way to put it. That's another. Right? Asking, what? Okay. That's like okay, so I have like a little bit of a hint. I feel like that's a clue. Now give me more. How can I reframe this to open it up and make it bigger? Because this right here, what you gave me is my comfort zone. And you're probably not going to do it because if you would have done it by now, because most likely when you get that answer, you already know it. And if you would have done it already. Kind of just how it works, right? So then you want to open it up and go, okay, all right. So that's like kind of the blueprint. That's one. How do we open it up and make it even bigger? How do I take this and impact more? Now things get interesting. Now we're talking about a bigger, grander purpose for you. Now, how do I take this essence of me, create something, open it up? That's the key. That's where it gets fun and exciting, because as you open your purpose, it just keeps expanding. And then there's not like a limit of like, oh, you're all done. You met the criteria. Good job, you. Right? Because what if this part only takes you 5 years? Or a year, right? What are you going to do for the rest of your life? You keep expanding it out, but it has to come from the essence of you. It has to come from that question, who am I? And the vibration that answers you back. The vibration, not the words, not the explanation, not the paragraph, the vibration. Okay? I wish I could just hand you guys all out your purpose and say, this is what you're here to do. But I gave you the blueprint, the recipe. This is what you're here to do. Follow this and watch it work for you. Get rid of the distractions. Choose to be in the higher vibration. Watch yourself when you go into the average. Oops, slipped up. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to, move over with my higher realm friends, whatever you need to do. And then ask yourself, who am I? Sit quietly. Who am I? Let that answer reverberate throughout your entire being. Breathe it in. Don't ask anything of it. Just sit quietly. Don't ask I feel like a lot of what we want to do right away is, okay, I got it. Now what? Now what? No, just be with it. Be with it. Be with it. Be patient. Be with that vibration. Here I am. Awesome. And then sit again. Here I am. Here I am. Day after day. Who am I? Ah, there I am. Who am I? Ah, there I am. Who am I? I'm having a shitty day. You know what? I don't know who I am today. Come back again the next day, right? Who am I? Oh, okay, there I am. Just had a bad day yesterday. It's not every day is going to be perfect, right? I think sometimes we pressure ourselves, and I've heard this before, like every day should grow. Every day should be better. Every meditation should be better than the last. Okay, well, I need to go find my people then, because I'm not that perfect, right? Every day you're trying though, you showed up, right? Because some days you're going to just have like everything. You have those days where like everything, you're just like, really, universe? Like, can anything, you don't even want to ask, can anything else go wrong? It's like a comedy of errors. So on those days, you might not have the deepest meditation. You might ask yourself, who am I? And you're just like, I don't know. I don't know who I am today. Right? It's okay to laugh and have fun. I laugh at my guides all the time, and I think they laugh back. Please create some humor around this. Don't take it so seriously. I think some of us are like beating it to death, like trying to be so serious. I'm going to get the answer. Don't do that. Be gentle with yourself. Be spacious. Come back the next day. Who am I? Feel into it until you start to get this feeling. An idea. I should do this. Yeah, you should. That's it. That's it. Maybe you don't listen that day. Maybe you're like me and you're stubborn, and you get this idea after weeks or months or however long it takes you of sitting every day. You're like, I'll have an idea. Oh, that's too easy though. That's going to be your next thought. Oh, that's too easy. You're probably onto something. You're like, remember, it is the most obvious thing about you. The most obvious thing. So when I created Astral Therapy, there was a lot of pushback. I would ask people about it. I would be like, hey, I do this thing. I don't like do it professionally, but like it's something that I can do where I bring people into the higher realms and I clear anything that's, that you're conditioned about. I can heal things, whatever. And people were like, no, I'm not really interested. And I was told like, don't do that. That's kind of weird. People aren't ready for that. They don't want to hear about that, blah, 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 blah. They don't want to hear about, what happens in between lifetimes. I've been told that point blank by mentors and things. And there was a lot pushing me back. So I think about it now, who was pushing me back from creating my body of work, Astral Therapy? Higher realm beings or lower realm beings or average beings? Wasn't the higher realms, right? So you got to look at like whose advice you're taking as well. It was just a challenge. It's not bad or good. It was just a challenge for me at the time to push back and go, you know what? If this affects one person, then I did my job, because I know I have to do this, even though people are telling me not to. I just know I have to do this. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to fail. I don't know if people will like it or think I'm crazy. But I had to do it. So the next part is, don't focus on helping millions of people. Focus on, can this help one person? Can this change the life of one person? Start with that, because we get too big. We get to the end, and you got to just start with that one person. Can this help one person? And for me, it did. It helped one person. And then it was like 6 people at a time. And then it keeps growing. Now it's thousands, but it started with my feeling like, I know everyone's telling me I shouldn't do this, but I think I can help at least one person. So I'm going to try to find that one person. I did. And now we're all here. So that's how it's the most obvious thing. Reframe. Do you think back when I was working in intensive care, I would have thought that I was going to be the founder of Astral Therapy? No. Did I know how to do Astral Therapy? Of course. It was normal for me. I didn't know everybody didn't do it. It was too obvious, so I missed it. What is so obvious about you that you're missing it? And I don't want you to answer right now, unless you have the answer, but don't get in your head. But it is that obvious. And it's going to be so easy. That's the other thing about your purpose. There's so much ease, a lot of ease, not difficult. Doors will start opening. I mean, you get tested like me. All the doors felt like they were closing, and I had to open them myself and go, you know what? That's okay. It's not for you. And that was also true. It wasn't for them. I realized I had to focus on finding higher realm beings, that I had to focus only on calling in people that had been incarnating on the higher realms, because you guys know what I'm talking about. When I talk about higher realm beings, souls that have been incarnating on planets, on realms higher than Earth, and you're here to help people and up-level the planet, some people look at me like, are you crazy? And then you guys are like, oh yeah, that's me. Totally. Yep. I knew I wasn't from here. Yeah. Like, let's chat. You can't, whatever it is you're here to do might not be for all 8 billion people on the planet. It might just be for a small meeting, you know, several thousand, and that's perfect. Maybe a couple million, but maybe it's not 8 billion. All right. Are you guys making, like, let me know in the chat. Does this make sense to you guys? I feel like I've given you guys a lot of insights, and I think the hard part is that we never get like the solid answer of like, you are here to do this, right? Because again, I used to do that. And when I did it, people wouldn't follow through with doing what I was like, this is what you're here to do. Oh my God, it can't be more obvious. Or it would take them years because they weren't in the frequency yet. And once they were, they would just take off. And they're like, oh my God, you told me that. And I just didn't get it at the time. It took me time to get it. And the reason is because I didn't teach what I was teaching you guys today, because to me, it was too obvious. We miss what's obvious. So I want to give you that ramp of going, okay, this is, you know, step 0, 1, 2, 3, because y'all are trying to get to step 25. And you can't. You have to start on that slope. Who am I? Where's my frequency? Purpose is a frequency, not a doing, not a job. It's a frequency. Good. Okay, good. You guys are getting this. Good. Yes, clearly spoken. I'm so glad. Oh, good. It's landed for me. I'm so glad. Good. Good. Yeah, that's the key here. Hang on to that. It's a frequency, not a doing. Who am I? Breathe in and out. Don't pressure yourself to have some big giant meditation practice of technique or whatever. Sit quietly, breathe in and out. Who am I? Who am I? And you're going to have days where you have this like tremendous experience. And you're going to have days where you're like, I don't know. I am the person just trying to get through this day because if one more thing goes wrong, I'm going to scream. Do you have those days too, or those moments? Am I the only one in meditation where you're just like, I just go away, everybody? Or you're like to your guides, you're like, seriously, like, can you do this for me? Like, I seriously crack jokes with my guides. We have fun together. So you're going to have those days too. Exactly. Yeah. You're going to have those days where it's like, it's not perfect. And yet it has to be perfect. And you can have fun with it and have fun with yourself. Okay. When it comes to purpose, again, it's joyful. It's joyful. It's not about making money. It's not about money comes. It's a side effect of like whoever you're being, but it's not about that. And if you make it about that, it's not going to land because people feel that. And your purpose is not ego based. Your purpose is from your soul. Your purpose is your soul saying, this is who I am as a high realm being, as oneness consciousness. What do I want to do while I'm incarnate in this body? What shall we do to help create more beauty in the world? What shall we do to help up-level the world? None of that's ego. And that's why none of it's a doing either. See what you guys are writing here. I get what you're saying. Frustration lies within the who interfering. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 2 teenagers. My guides crack a lot of jokes just like me. I'm so glad. Yeah, my guides and I, it's funny. It has to be, you know, because it's all very serious, but there has to be joy. And if we're all so hard on ourselves, we're just kind of vibrating right here. You know, you've got to just be like, oh, okay, I'm having a swing. And then, like I said, the swings get smaller and you catch yourself faster. You catch yourself because there's traps all over us. This world is not created for enlightenment. This world, a lot of it is created for us to stay stuck. And a lot of society, the way society is set up is not for enlightenment. It's to help us stay sort of locked into this current reality. And I don't get into conspiracy theories and all that, but because ultimately it doesn't matter. I don't participate. I'm participating up here. Unless you're up here, I'm not interested. So you can't catch me down here anymore. I can't worry about, well, who's doing what and the lies and what. I'm just over here now. And I want to bring the people that are meant to be with me, that we're meant to hang out over here and get away from the average and the lower realm beings and the average lower realm thoughts and average lower realm worries and all this stuff that's very human, because I am not here to play human. I'm not here to be average. I'm not here to create average human stuff, right? I'm not. And even people who are, you're going to watch them up level. You're going to watch them start to create higher average stuff. The average will get higher, if that makes sense, as time goes on, right? The average used to be really low and the average is getting higher. but your average needs to be even higher as well, because you didn't come here to play small, act human, fit in. You're not going to fit in, by the way. So in case I haven't told you that lately, if you're from a higher realm, you have a frequency within you that's really powerful. You don't fit in. You never have. You probably never will. Get used to it. Welcome to my world. You're very welcome in my world, my community, but you're not going to fit in because you're not an average vibration. And that used to really hurt you guys. I wanted to fit in. You know, if you've been watching me, you've probably heard me before say, like, I wanted to fit in. I wanted nothing more to fit in than to fit in with everybody, because I didn't. And now I realize, oh, I'm here to not fit in and to help everybody else that doesn't fit in, because they're incarnating from higher realms, to not just not fit in and feel comfortable, but to kind of kick your butts in gear and say, all right, let's go do, create what you're here to create. But I gotta tell you how to get there first. And it's by being in the frequency of who you truly are. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know. I'm going to check the comments here and let me know if anyone's getting lost. I hear you. Good. Beautiful. I've never fit in anywhere. I'm so glad you're coming to the retreat though, Kathy, because you're going to fit right in. So we're going to open up your gifts. We are going to anchor in your purpose, the frequency of what that is, and then give you something to do. Because I do want you doing something. I'm really all about action. I don't want you sitting on your butts being like, I don't know what to do. Or I'm just like, I'm gonna go do something. The world needs you. So I like to give people action steps, not just, you know, kind of the feel good stuff. I want you guys moving and doing something, creating something. So for those of you who don't know, I have a retreat coming up, the Soul Priority Retreat. This is about opening your gifts, opening your light language. If you have light language, opening your light codes, AKA more gifts. Some of these gifts are going to be gifts that the world hasn't seen before, so we don't know what they are. Some of them are, it's what you've been feeling inside, but you haven't been able to voice or express or put a human language to. So that's going to come out at the retreat. We're going to clear all the stuff that has been blocking you. And then on the final day, we're going to clear any money stuff, because I want you guys earning good money. I want people fulfilled by their and through their purpose, not just because they feel good, but like I want them fulfilled because they're able to monetize it, that they're able to come in alignment to say, this is who I am, what I'm here to create. And it's not like a side hustle from my normal, you know, soul sucking job, but that I can do this for a living. Not, I feel like that's important to me, because if you spend most of the waking hours, you know, living parallel to your purpose, how much of your purpose can you really get done? So the retreat is in November, and it is going to completely transform, open up your gifts, step all the way into your power, your light frequencies, and send you off to actually get something done. So that's coming up, gosh, 2.5 months away, I think it is. So let me get to some of these. Do you have questions? I just want to see what is happening here. And I'm also going to just pop in a link for you guys, for those of you who are wondering and just want to learn more about it. You're welcome to do that. And then I'm going to read some of these questions and get to you guys. Now I'm having trouble copying and pasting. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to paste. There we go. There is the retreat if you're interested in just checking it out. You can always ask me about it. It is going to be life-changing and powerful. Okay, I want to read these. All right. I like helping people and doing healing work, but I also love time for me doing beingness time. Yeah, I spend a lot more time in beingness than helping others. Feel like I should do more. I mean, the beingness is doing a lot for humanity. Are you taking it and doing something with it? That is it aligned? Whatever you're doing, is that like, oh yeah, I'm cultivating, the beingness is cultivating more of the frequency so that I could share more frequency. If that's happening, then go do that all day. Yeah, because you won't run out of energy really. Is it that you're cultivating it and then not doing much with it? And then in which case, you know, the universe loves flow. Everything is flowing. So you want to share that. You want to give, receive, you know, there has to be a flow to it. And then you can ask yourself, should I be doing more, or am I in flow? And I'll say that when we're doing soul work, I think we always feel like we could be doing more. I think that that's the feeling within us that I could be doing more because we have such potential within us to really create change on this planet and to create change for others. So the question is, are you doing all you can that also honors you without, you know, draining you? And that's a good question for yourself to lean into. Um, what is the difference between the epidemic of loneliness on this planet as we transition and not fitting in? Just curious your perspective. I like that question. I think it's interesting because as we move into higher consciousness, I think it's really hard to feel lonely because you're in oneness with everyone. So you can't really feel alone. And yet the spiritual path is an alone path, right? The path of sitting and meditating and moving into higher states is not something that someone can help you with. Like you've got to sit and do that. So I think I would ask yourself, like, am I lonely? Do I need to go find a community of people who get me? Or am I just alone and I'm okay with that? Is it an epidemic that you have to worry about outside of yourself? Or is it within yourself? Are you truly alone? Or are you connected and one with everyone? Do you crave being connected and one with everyone, or do you crave community? And you have to, I can't answer that for you. I think each one of us has to answer that because I've spent years almost, aside from my husband, alone, especially when I was sick. And I didn't always feel very lonely. I think people thought I was, but I was like, no, I'm kind of in bliss consciousness here. I'm good. My body's not working. My mind's not working. I got a lot going on, very sick, but I don't know that I would say I was lonely. I had moments of loneliness and I would feel it and I would cry, but like, am I really alone? Can I be? If I'm one with everybody, can I be alone? We want to ask those questions. They're kind of funny. Yeah. So I think, and have you found or are you looking for your community of people? Have you done something to kind of find that community of people as well? All right. Um, being before and doing. Got it, coach. I'm so glad you got it. That's beautiful. Good. Yes, thanks. Great. To not wanting to fit in anymore. Much more energy. Yeah. Yeah. When you're not wanting to fit in and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to just stand out. But how far are you going to stand out? Are you going to hide and stand out? Or are you going to actually go do the thing and stand out? I'd say go do it. Go for it. You're not going to regret going for it. You're not going to regret doing the biggest, grandest thing you can do in this life. You're not going to get to the end of your life and be like, wow, I did everything I could. Man, that was a mistake. That's not going to happen. Do the biggest thing you can do. Help whatever that is for you. And you don't have to be in a rush, but keep moving forward. Do you have to stay at the hotel for the retreat? You probably want to. Yeah. You could get a VRBO, or if you have a friend that lives nearby, you could stay with a friend. So it's certainly not mandatory, but we will have long days. We start at 10 a.m. every day. Coffee and everything will be served starting at 9, and we won't wrap up until technically, like, we'll have dinner. And then after that, we have a fireside chat you don't have to participate in. It's just time for me to like hang out with everyone near a fire and spot coach and just answer questions and just kind of be there for everybody. So it certainly isn't mandatory. But I kind of recommend it because then you're just in the bubble. And when I get there, I will be creating, I'm actually really excited about this. I will be creating like a portal into the astral realm over the area that is ours that we'll be in. So when you enter that, you'll just be in this portal of astral energy for 3 days. So I'm super excited about that. So I don't necessarily want people going too far back into the human world. So you don't have to stay there, but I think it would be nice. And some people are sharing rooms so that the cost goes way down. So, and some people are organizing like shuttles. I have a Facebook page where people are communicating and sharing rooms, deciding to share a shuttle from the airport to bring the cost to like $40 or something. So people are kind of, connecting on that level. Is this retreat going to be available also online? No, not the whole thing. We might go live a couple of times, but no, this is a very intensive retreat. The first day we are shedding everything that is not aligned with you. I'm going deep. In fact, I don't know, I think some of you are coming to the retreat that are on here. And if you saw my message this morning, last night, I started surrounding you with light codes. So already, if you're coming to the retreat, every week, I'm going to be surrounding you with light codes to get your physical body prepared for the transformation that's going to happen. And this isn't happening till we start. The bonus day is November 8th. So, but the first official day is November 9th. And I'm already working on everybody that's coming. I'm already surrounding them in light codes so that when they get there, they are ready to release anything that's not aligned with them anymore, the things they've been trying to let go their whole life. It's like, I'm starting this now. So, it's going to be a big shedding day, clearing out, healing. And then the next day, the second day, is coming into your light language, your light codes, whatever your gifts are. We are going to be opening gifts, right? There's going to be a big day about discovering the gifts that you have. And then the third day is more of anchoring in those gifts and then clearing out any money stuff to help you get clear on how you can potentially do something with your purpose. The first day, you're going to know your purpose. We're going to clear anything blocking that. The second day, we're going to open up those gifts. So now we've got gifts and purpose, doing, and clearing the money stuff so that you can do something and potentially create money with it. So that's the entire retreat. That's what we're doing over 3 days. The bonus day on the 8th is basically mostly spot coaching all day. We'll do astral therapy, but it's mostly like, a limited amount of people that just can get to like hang out and pick my brain all day. So that's what the bonus day is. Holy, holy, holy blessings to all of you, sending unconditional love and sending divine love, sending agape love to all of you. Oh, thank you, holy family and friends. Isn't that sweet? Thank you so much. Is that Sergey? Sergey or Serge? I'm thinking it's Sergey, but I might be pronouncing it wrong. So I apologize if I am, but beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Let's be alone and all one. Exactly. You got it. Let's be alone and all one. I love that. Oh, Angie, it's good to see you. Where is the retreat? The retreat is in San Diego, California. If people are flying in, some people are coming from out of the country. So you want to fly into San Diego. Once you register, you get all the details. I'm not giving the location until people register, because I don't want people showing up that maybe didn't register. But it is truly, our opportunity to finally dive deep into this. Some of you guys have been with me for years, and it's like, I did not do anything live for a long time. Those of you who know me, we adopted our little girl 2.5 years ago. And even before that, I was going through quite a bit. My parents were in assisted care and passed away, and I wasn't doing live stuff. I was doing some online stuff. But now this is the first time back in a while where I'm like, okay, we are all in. I've got Team SoulPriority there. I've got some special speakers, some people that are bringing in some other special things they're doing that we are, I can't wait. Things that you're going to discover for the first time. So you'll be intensely supported, nurtured, and pushed a bit. Like I want you leaving there knowing this is my purpose, these are my gifts, and this is what I'm doing with it. And this is my action plan to do it. I don't live in theory of like, oh, I think I'm going to like go get it done. If you know me, I'm like, I want you to go do. So that is what the retreat is. And that's why it's difficult right now to do that online, because I will be walking around the room, placing my hands on your shoulders, clearing stuff, opening your gifts. And so it's a different experience. So it's going to be very beautiful, very intense, and I can't wait. I've thoroughly enjoyed this spiritual meeting. I'm so glad you have. Thank you for being here. Let me know if you have any more questions before I release you, but I want you just to anchor in the basics one more time. Who am I? Feel that vibration, breathe in and out. Don't overstress it. Don't overthink it. Who am I? Right? Feeling that vibration day after day. Feeling the response from your soul when your soul is like, your soul's not going to be like, well, let me tell you. You are the founder of Astral Therapy. You're going to be the CEO of SoulPriority, blah, blah, blah. No. Oh my gosh, no. It was just this feeling, this power that kept coming, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger until I got the word. And you know what? SoulPriority, the name of my company, by the way, I thought it was going to be a chapter in my book. So again, reframing. I was writing my book, SoulPriority, and it was supposed to just be a chapter. And the whole book came out in like 6 weeks. And I was like, oh, wow, what a great chapter. What a great chapter title. And then it was like, oh, I think this is the name of my business. And so it became that. But then I was like, I think it's the name of the book too, because there's not a better name. So I keep having to kind of like distill and reframe things. So all of this took me so long because I didn't have someone helping me, because I didn't have someone that could see me. And I was waiting for someone to see me. And I realized I hadn't surrounded myself. I wasn't being the leader that I was meant to be. It's not about somebody seeing me. It's about me being able to see other people and lead other people into being the higher realm beings that you're here to be, so that you can do and create what you're here to do and create. Does that make sense? So my role wasn't always easy. There wasn't like a blueprint that I could just go follow. I had to create that blueprint from within my soul. And I'm still doing it every day. I'm always like creating, as I said the other day, I said, I'm basically like paving the path as I walk it. There is no blueprint for me. I'm going to create as I go. And so for you, I do want to leave a blueprint though, because I feel like there's a general blueprint that we can create. So as far as finding your purpose, it's already in you. Don't stress. It's really about uncovering it. It's already there. You are the purpose, your frequency. It's so unique. And that's the thing. It's like you don't, I ask you to breathe in and out and feel that frequency. And I know some of you did, and you don't understand how important that frequency is. It's so normal to you. You don't, there's no way in your human mind and your human conditioning that you could know and feel how important that is. I only know it and feel it because I had that near-death thing. So I got to experience like, wow, okay, our frequency is actually quite important here. Don't underestimate your power. And I think you have been. I think a lot of you have been kind of underestimating your capabilities, your gifts, your power. So when it comes to opening your gifts, like I feel like some of you we're gonna open the gift and you're gonna see it in such a powerful way that it finally makes sense to you, because it's bigger than you. And you keep thinking that you're looking at a gift, and I'm gonna be like, no, over here. And then when you see the magnitude of it, instead of being afraid, it'll make sense. It's interesting. Sometimes the bigger something gets, the more you're willing to step into it, because you're like, heck yeah, that's me. That's me. Finally, someone's showing that, reflecting it back at me. That's me. And I think sometimes you guys are playing too small. And that's also why you're not in action, is none of the actions feel aligned, because A, they're from the multiple choice things of what we think are allowed, or B, you're not seeing it on a grand enough scale. So if you're feeling called to come to the Soul Priority Retreat, please do. I want to work with you in person. I want to be able to place my hands on your shoulder, on your forehead. I want to be able to clear and distill this down. And I want to do as much as humanly possible in our 3 days together. You can come for 4. Half of the bonus days are sold out, but there is still, I think, 7 or 8 more spots left for that. But do come. I want you there. I don't want you thinking about it. Also, I have an early bird special right now, so I want you to get in before the prices go up. Okay. I don't want you paying full price if you're here and you don't have to. Like, just come in early. There's payment plans. There's things that we can do. Is there going to be a retreat next year for those who can't attend this year? I think so. I don't have it planned right now. I hope so, and I think so. I'm assuming so. I don't have it planned, but yeah, my plan would be to do this again next year. But for those of you who are tired or who can make it and you're tired of waiting and you feel this, let's do this. Come, I'm here. 3 days with me, or 4 if you want. The bonus day is just optional. I'm going to get a lot done in 3 days. Some people are they want that one-on-one time with me. They want that more intimate time with me. And so they're choosing 4 days. They want the spot coaching, especially if they have a business. But we're going to get a lot done. Those 3 days that we have are full. And it's going to be incredibly powerful. So I want to see you there. The link is here in the chat. You can, reach out to me, Mariko at SoulPriority, if you have questions, or you can reach out to Lori at the support at soulpriority.com in the spring. Thanks. Or in the spring. I don't know what that means. I think I missed the first part of the sentence there. But right now we're doing this one November. don't know if anything's happening in the spring. Right now it's just November. I don't know. It might be like until the next October. I don't think I'll do it in November again. So it might be like literally, 11 months from now, or 11 months from this one. I don't know when I'll do it again, but if you want to work in person, if you want to find your purpose, if you want to open your gifts, if you're ready for this, come. This is what we're doing. And I can do a lot online, but in person, I am, if I look back on my life, I am very much a hands-on healer. That's how I started. And that's incredibly powerful. Even last night, I was doing, it was really sweet too, because you guys didn't know, those of you who are coming to the retreat, I didn't tell you that I was going to start wrapping you in light. In fact, I didn't know. Again, spirit calls me to do something and I obey. I'm like, okay. So it was like midnight last night and I just was meditating and I heard wrap them in light, wrap them in light. And I was like, okay. So I started wrapping all the people that are coming in light. And this morning was cute because I told them on Facebook, like, hey, by the way, I'll be wrapping you in light every week until we get to the retreat. And then people were telling me their experiences that they had either in the middle of the night or as soon as they woke up, or like different things that happened. And I'm like, I love it. You guys are already feeling it. And I didn't tell you that I was going to do that because I didn't know. And I wasn't going to ask you if it's okay at midnight. But Spirit was telling me that that's what needed. And so as soon as you register for the retreat, you will start to feel wrapped in light. And I'm not clearing, I'm not healing, I'm not shifting because we're not here. I don't know you enough to do that yet. I will before the retreat. You'll actually get a questionnaire. So I'm going to know you very well before you get to the retreat. So that everything you want to tell me in private, everything, the conversation you want to make sure, everything you want to know that I know about you, you get the opportunity before you even step foot at the retreat. And I will have that in your questionnaire where you can tell me all kinds of things. For now, I'm preparing your physical body for the transformation that's going to happen. And I can't do that the day you get there. I got to start now. I got to start as soon as you register that I have access and I have permission to go, okay, I'm wrapping you in light so that when you get there, you're so attuned to the light that the shedding goes easy. The light codes come in, the gifts open up easier. Clearing the money stuff is easy. I'm unapologetic. I want you guys to make good money. I do. I want light workers because there's a lot of light beings and light workers coming up. And they've always been like the people that are broke. And I'm like, you guys should be the wealthiest people here because you're holding the frequency, right? The mass meditations that we do, the way that when there's some tragedy, we're all holding energy for the world. I mean, we're all doing this. We're not getting paid for that. We just do it. And I'm like, I want to help you guys. If you have something that's coming out that you should do, like, I want to help you create a path to earn money through that. So I'm really passionate about that because I've seen a lot of people that are talented not be in alignment with their gifts. And so it's like they have a day job and I'm like, oh my God, who are you? Like, look at what you can do. And you don't do that all because of money? Really? Money's not even real. Let's manifest some money so that you can go do what you're here to do. So if you're here for the first time, that's who I am. I'm pretty unapologetic. I want you to be making good money. I want you aligned with your purpose. I want your gifts open. I want them big. And that's who I'm, and I want the whole focus to be on oneness consciousness because nothing else matters. But see, the thing is, some people are working their way through I don't want to say evolution, but through moving into higher consciousness, being very human and using their human gifts. And I like working with people who are not from here. They're already from the higher realms. And I'm like, stop acting so human, start using those higher realm intergalactic gifts and move into the higher realms using these higher realm gifts. So a lot of those are going to be coming out at the retreat too. Gifts that you didn't know, you can't put a name to it. So, and we'll, sometimes I work with that too, but anyways, I'm excited about it. And I hope to see you. If you're feeling called to come, I hope to see you there. I want to see you there. I want to work with you. And I want to get you going this year. Like, how long do you want to wait? Like if you're ready to be up and running, let's do this. Let's get you the clarity that you want. This is what I want for you. So let me know if you have questions. Again, you can email Mariko@SoulPriority.com. You can email support@SoulPriority.com if you have questions. I do want to see you there. Let me know if you have any more questions about purpose. I think I've gotten to all of the questions so far. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for holding the space for each other. I think it's important when we come together, even if it is on a YouTube Live, that we come together as a community and that you can feel supported if not just by me, by all the people that were on this live who feel similar to you. You don't fit in. You have a higher message. You have a higher gift. You're not sure what to do with it. And that's the problem. How do you find your purpose when your purpose is not part of the human blueprint? It can be difficult. It can be daunting. It was for me. So I want to leave you with that. I love you guys. Thank you for being here in this community. Thank you for supporting each other. I love the energy that I'm feeling as you guys come together. When you're asking questions, I feel everyone engaged and supportive of each other, and I appreciate that. I have a Facebook group as well, private Facebook group. I have a little more chit-chatting going on in there. So if you want to join that, that's my Soul Priority group as well. And then I also have a free astral therapy on my website. If you want to experience astral therapy, if you have not done so, go get it. It's free. And that one is about finding your purpose. But again, purpose is frequency. So it's a different, it's a different vibration when we're working from a higher realm. Does that make sense? It's just not the multiple choice. So, all right, my loves, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I know I'm going to see several of you at the retreat. I can't wait to work with you live in person and dive into your purpose, dive into your gifts, open them up, and just set you free to be you, to be the biggest, grandest expression of you. I love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I will notify you again when I go live. If you're not on my email list, I do email when I go live along with my YouTube link, just to make it easy. I don't email all the time, but if you want to do that, that's go get the free Astral Therapy on my website, SoulPriority.com, and then you'll automatically be added to the email list. And then when I go live or when I'm doing something like this, then you'll get notified. So, all right, my loves. Oh, I'm sorry you caught me late too, but you know what? The replay will be up, and I will. That's what I'm saying. Also, like sometimes I don't give a lot of warning, but I did yesterday. So. All right, my loves, have a beautiful rest of your day. Reach out if you have questions about the retreat. I will see you there, and I will let you guys know the next time I come live. All right, take care. Bye.